Hello and welcome back to another thrift flip. Today, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be sprucing up my home with some fun artwork pieces. Only ones that I was able to find at the thrift store. If you've been on this channel before, you know I am all about thrifting and DIYs and upcycling, and that is exactly what we're doing today. Art really is such a personal thing, and it can bring so much character and life to a space. And I'm ready for my apartment to feel like a home. So we have 3 artwork thrift flips, say that 5 times fast, that we're doing today, and you're gonna wanna stick around until the very end because I saved the best for last. Without further ado, I did not take any footage at the thrift store, so we're gonna jump right into the DIYs. First up, we have the piece that I ended up doing the very least with. I found this beautiful floral print at the thrift store for $8. Okay, so I thought each of the 3 pieces we're working on in this video, I thought that I was buying wooden frames. That was kind of the whole point because I wanted to sand them, stain them, whatever. And it turns out I was not looking close enough at the frames because this piece, it turns out it was just a wood kind of sticker on it. That actually happened with 2 of the 3 art pieces that I sourced for this video. So lesson learned for the next time I do this, pay extra special attention and make sure you're actually getting wood. But in any case, I did notice this before I started sanding any portion of the frame because my initial thought was to sand everything and then stain this one. But I sanded one of the sides that I knew wouldn't be visible and found that nope, it's just MDF board underneath, and so that's all I did. I left it as is. The wood sticker portion wasn't too badly damaged, and I think it looks fine, especially from far away. I did take out the glass and clean that. It clearly had not been cleaned in many, many years, so that's all we did for this first one here. And I do think it is a beautiful piece, and I'm really happy we kept it as is. I love this second one so much. It's such a weird little picture and I'm just obsessed with it. So I found this picture. He's just this little old man. Reminded me sort of like Norse mythology, sort of Scandinavian type elements. I'm Scandinavian, I'm Norwegian, and so it all ties together. This was only $5 at the thrift store. This was the cheapest of any of the 3 items that we're working on in today's video, and I just love him so much. As with the first one, I wanted to see what happened when I sanded the frame on this. For some reason, it was really hard for me to tell what was authentic wood and what was just like a veneer overlay or something. So I sanded it, and to my great relief, it was real wood. And I actually really like how it sanded down. I kept it in its sanded raw state to kind of give this bleached wood sort of effect. I really like the dark accents in there though of the original wood stain peeking through. So I just left it. I sanded it and left it and cleaned the glass, and unfortunately, as I was going to put the glass back in, I broke it. Are you serious? So don't hate me for this. This is a little bit controversial, but I went in with my hammer and just pounded the rest of the glass out. And I'm just leaving it without a glass face. I think that's fine. No, it's not as well protected, but you know, that is what it is. I think this is a print. It doesn't have any like residue on it, but it does look very like hand drawn, and it had this little tag on the back of it that says Somerset Art Shop in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now I searched the address and searched for this shop, and it does not appear to exist anymore, and I could find no record of it. So I'm imagining that this is a pretty old piece, but I don't have any idea how old. I thought that was fun though. So all the way from Salt Lake City, we have my little Norse man, and I am very happy with how this flip turned out. I love him. He brings so much character to my living room. Are y'all ready for the star of the show? I love this piece. I have wanted a big show-stopping piece in the living room for a while, something bold and dramatic and just big. I have super tall ceilings, so I can't work with really tiny art pieces. I needed something that was going to fill the space. So, as fate would have it, on this thrift trip, I found a huge, I think it's like 4 foot by 3 foot, something like that, art piece with a wooden frame, and I could tell the base, the skeleton was something I could work with. Did I like the art that was included from the thrift store? Like, no, I did not like the actual art piece itself. No, I did not like the actual frame itself, but I knew it had potential, so I picked it up. It was ticketed at $25, but it was a 50% off of white sticker tags that day, so I ended up only paying $12.50 for this piece. This was originally a Charlene Olsen piece, obviously a replica. It's not like an original one, and it came from World Market. I think I saw a sticker somewhere that said it was like $80 some originally, so not too bad of a deal. And I took it home, and my initial thinking was to sand the frame, and I thought it was just purely wood, and then I would stain it and it would be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Well, I started sanding it and realized that this is in fact not wood. This is some sort of like MDF board, had no grain to it, had a really sticky residue, and it was just a hot mess. And so I was really disappointed, but that forced me to get a little bit creative with it. So after I sanded off the veneer or sticker or whatever this was, I decided, let's find some trim and let's make a frame overlay for it. Now, could I have just made a frame and then I would have had 2 frames? Yeah, but I didn't. I don't know why that didn't occur to me in the moment. But I definitely could have, and I could have just done like a generic paint on the sanded frame. I don't know, you get what I'm saying. Since none of that matters though, because that's not what I did, instead I went ahead and hit up my local Home Depot. Okay, sorry for how poor the audio quality is gonna be on this portion, but I wanted to let you know we're going to Home Depot. I'm gonna get some wood trim for the janky frame, as I'm calling it right now. I picked some out online. I know exactly where it is. I know exactly what I want, so... God. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's what's interrupting us. I don't know what's going on. Cool, though. Anyway, we're gonna go in and get the wood trim. I have a few other things to pick up. I'm gonna get a miter box and a saw and some clamps. We'll just go from there. But yeah, first order of business is finding that wood trim, because that's gonna make our frame essentially. I got myself a little miter saw. I got myself the wood trim pieces. I got myself some clamps. That's really all I needed. I had the stain, I had the wood glue, I had really everything else. It was a really easy project. I used my miter saw to cut the trim into border pieces at 45-degree angles. Highly recommend. I don't have a table saw or anything. You don't need it. You can pick up a miter saw in box for like $10 and just use a tiny bit of manpower. So once everything was sawed and measured and cut and ready to go, I just simply glued it on to the MDF base, the skeleton frame, if you will, from the thrift store. I clamped it and let it sit overnight. And then the next day I went ahead and stained everything. I used 2 coats of this Minwax stain. I have used this stain previously. This is a beautiful stain. I forget what I used it. Oh, I've previously used this stain on my outdoor chairs that I have that I'm just in love with. It's a beautiful walnut color. Highly recommend this. As always, everything that I'm able to link for you will be in the description box. And that was the hardest part of this. Now, the painting of this art piece, the painting that came with the frame from the thrift store, was originally very textured, not my style at all, but I did know that I wanted to keep some texture to it. I wanted to keep it a textured piece. So I got some gesso from my local Michael's and really wanted to do like a wavy, textural, bold, dramatic piece. And so that's what I did. I did a few layers of gesso in this wavy pattern, and then once that was dried, I did some undertones. I wanted to keep really like royal jewel type tones, you know, your olives and rusts and navies, so on and so forth. And then an overlay wash of black. I thought that would be really pretty, and I am so happy with how that turned out. Here's the final piece. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I absolutely love how these pieces turned out. They bring me so much happiness looking at them on my walls every day, and it just feels so much more like a home in here and really cozy and comfortable, and I love that so much. So I can't thank you enough for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post all sorts of thrifting videos along with beauty, lifestyle, fashion type videos as well. With that, I will see all of you guys in my next video very soon. Bye.